And I have to admit, this one caught me off guard. I knew that he was the world leader in the 200, and he had even just come off running a Diamond League race in Monaco where he lost to Noah Lyles in the 200. I mean, it was kinda close, but hey, this was Noah's comeback race because we hadn't seen him all year. That said, they were also scheduled to face off again. As far as I know, that's still gonna happen, and that's in London. So like, basically about a week's time, from the 200 to the 100. So the idea that he was gonna show up in Italy to run on the Continental Tour, like in between those two dates, it didn't really cross my mind. So yes, this is one of those videos that I originally had no plan on making, but I figure you deserve to know what actually happened. He actually lost to Jerome Blake of Canada, who went 10.06 to Letzile's 10.07. The time isn't all that matters. What matters is that this is now 2 losses in a row for Letsile. So what does it actually mean? Well, let me take a step back, because before we fly off the handle, I'm gonna say this part. Hey, it's just one race, it is what it is, and it seems like he was just kind of getting his feet wet on the way to London. But before we get there, and know everything that goes with it, you kind of need to know who Jerome Blake is, so I'm gonna fill you in. The first time I noticed Jerome Blake was a few years ago. He was running a 100, and I'm gonna tell you who was in the field. Noah Lyles and Arian Knighton were there, along with some other fast men, but Jerome Blake got the victory. Now, that's just one race, and you probably didn't notice him in a whole bunch of other races. I mean, yes, he pulled up the Grand Slam track, he was there in Miami. I mean, he didn't win because we know Kenny Bednarek swept the whole thing, like all the slams, but he was there. But he also runs for Canada. And when I say that, I'm talking about the 4x1. So those gold medals they've been winning, Jerome Blake is one of the legs that's been getting it done for them. Most people only notice Andre DeGrasse, but you don't win an Olympic gold, or for that matter, a world championship gold in the 4x1 if all of your guys are not legit. So yes, that is Jerome Blake. Like, he's not a random, just to clarify. But Letsile Tebogo did get the loss, and when we think about the 100 and Letsile, I feel like the narrative is starting to get a little confusing because we're identifying with the 200, like more than anything else, and I understand it because he had an Olympic gold medal in that event. But the 100 is actually where he started. I mean, when I go back, I mean, his world like U20 career, he won the 100 before he won the 200. Like, just saying. Like, that was what he started off doing. And then when we saw him on the world stage, he got a silver medal in the 100 in 2023. Like, that was the best medal he had before we got to the Olympic Games. The 200 meter medal he actually had from that year was just a bronze. So yes, he did win the Olympic gold this past year. And that was in the 200. But the idea that Letsile is a 200 meter runner is a little bit misleading. I mean, yes, he does run the 4, and we've seen him on 4x4s. But stop lying. The man takes the 100 seriously. When he lost this race, one that I didn't really see coming, I mean, we gotta put the race in perspective, but I still want to dignify it for what it actually is. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. Letsile Tebogo was in the Olympic final, but he didn't get a medal. He did get a silver medal in 2023, I already told you that. But when that happened, the best way I could describe it is if we ran that race a few times, I'm not entirely sure exactly how the results were going to fall. I mean, he got second, maybe it would have been third. I mean, it's a toss-up to some degree. But right now on the world stage, where do you put him when it comes to the 100? Because if you're asking me, I mean, the name that you kind of have to put at the top is you do have to still put Kashane there. I don't really think you can ignore Noah Lyles for, all the reasons I shouldn't have to get into. And then when it comes to the rest of the finals, like, we don't know what's going to happen, but I don't have any real evidence that Letsile is that much better than all the other guys we just saw in the Olympic final. Your, Oblique Sevilles, Fred Curley. I mean, like, when it comes to the 100, no, I don't have that evidence. If I remember correctly, Letsile Tebogo has run other 100 this year, and he didn't look good in most of them. So this is an event that he's been, slowly walking his way into form, because apparently the only thing that matters is what you do at the Worlds. So he'll be ready for the Worlds. But let's just temper our expectations. getting to the final, I expect him to do. Like, I think he'll be ready to do that part. But I just don't know what's going to actually happen when that gun goes off in that moment. We could, slice this a whole bunch of other ways. I think the 200 is a much more exciting conversation when it comes to his prospects. But again, it's not because the 100 is not a serious race for him. It's just that right now, the 200 is a very different animal than the 100. Everybody wants to run the 100. I mean, for one reason, there's more money in the 100. Like, winning that event means a whole lot more for your career and your bank account than the 200. It's the reason why Noah Lyles said, nobody cares about the 200. I've already shared my thoughts on that back when he put that quote out. No need to go back on it now. But what does matter is if Letsile wants a medal this year, I'm not saying it can't happen in the 100, but are you taking him before Kashane? Because I'm not. And are you taking him before Noah? Because I'm not. And are you taking him before Trayvon Bromell? Because once again, I'm not. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that those guys can't get beat. Maybe not Kashane. Like, very few people can really beat him. But I mean, I'm not saying that those guys may not, get beat. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But those are three names I'm taking ahead of him in the 100 right now. For the 200, based off of all the evidence that we actually have. And I'll share some more of my thoughts on this, in an upcoming video soon. Let's be real. Letsile, Kenny Bednarik, and you gotta put Noah Lyles on that list. That is the podium. It's going to take something very special from a very special athlete to knock them off the podium in the 200. The field is just not that close. Especially when they actually face off with other fast men. I have no evidence that those men are losing. Because guess what? They haven't been losing this year. I mean, Noah Lyles only ran one race, but he ran with a lot of fast guys and he won. And then Letsile in the 200 this year hasn't really been losing. Just saying. Kenny Bednarik hasn't been losing. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is just, it is what it is. But yes, Continental Tour Brescia, it came and it went. I almost didn't even notice. Shout out to Anderson Emerald of the final leg for even, putting me on to remind me that this race actually happened. But it did happen. It's a professional race. They do actually hand out prize money. And even though we say these races are tune-ups for the worlds, you do realize that when you're tuning up a car and there's a deadline on when that thing actually has to get on the road and go fast, you had better tune that thing up pretty quickly, or else you're going to end up behind all the world's fastest men. The sport of track and field is not just about running fast. It is about doing it over and over and over again, because whenever you step to the line, your reputation is on the line as well. With the Wake Up, Run Fast, and Repeat shirt, you can make it clear that running faster than the competition is a habit. Get yours at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.